Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Besa Perek He Mishna Zayin, last Mishnah of this Masechet. So Chazak Baruch to everyone that's still here. We're going to speak about inviting guests on the holiday and what they're allowed to take back with them when they leave. Right? If they want to take a doggy bag, they want to take leftovers to go back home, are they allowed to? Is that food that you gave them considered theirs, or is it considered yours? Let's say they made it in Eruv Techomin and you did not. Could they take that food back home with them or no? Misha Zimen Etzlo, a person invited guests over to his house on the holiday. They're not allowed to take back with them in their hands food, right? Their portions of food. They can't take any leftovers with them back home. Unless, right? Let's say I invited you over as a guest. So unless I went ahead and said, oh, this plate of food, and I lift it and I give it to someone else, I say, is going to be for Joe. Right? Joe's coming to eat over on the holiday. So I said, this plate of food is going to be for Joe, and this other person actually is, accepts it for him on his behalf. We have a concept of zakin la'adam shelo b'fanav. You could benefit someone else even if they're not there. So it's a benefit from them that he's receiving this meal from you. So I could go ahead and do that, right? And if I did that, then it was his portion of food from before the holiday started, and then he can take it home with him afterwards. But if I didn't do that, then it's really my food that I'm serving on the holiday, and guests cannot take that home with them. Now the Mishnah continues, "En mashkin v'shohatin et midbariyot." Right? A person is not allowed to go ahead and give his animals to drink and then slaughter them. Right? These midbariyot animals. Midbariyot animals are the ones that really graze outside, right? During the winter season. During the summer season, and sometimes they'll come back in. So you see midbariyot are usually the bigger animals. The bayatot are the smaller ones like the sheep, the goats, and the like. So you are allowed to go ahead and give those sheep, those goats, to drink before you slaughter them, and then you allowed to slaughter them on the holiday, right? They're living, amongst you. Habayatot literally means like, in the bayit, like in the house, but the point over here is they're living within the Tchum Shabbat, right? They're living nearby. We're going to define them in a moment, but why would someone want to do this? Why would you give your animals to drink? In general, we learn from here, and this is true, that when you give an animal to drink before you do shahita to them, it's much easier to skin. The skin peels off much easier, and even if there's a small sircha, it sometimes will fall off on its own, right? So we give them animals to drink beforehand and then do shahita to them. Are these animals considered muktzeh, or did you have them in mind that you could go ahead and be shochait them on Yom Tov? So ve'elu hena bayatot. Ones are these bayatot, halonot ba'ir, the ones that sleep in the city, right? Meaning they're within Tchum Shabbat. They're near you. Midbariyot, halonot ba'afar, right? The midbariyot, the ones that are officially the ones that live outside in the desert. Those are the ones that sleep in the afar. Afar over here does not mean ashes, right? Afar over here is similar to the Targum V'tirena ba'ahu, right? Is the pasture, the right? It's more of that, marshlands, right? Type of, environment. So they would go ahead, that's where they would live during the spring and summer seasons, and they wouldn't come back until the rainy season, right? Until the fall, winter, right? So it's not something that you would have in mind to use on the holiday. So therefore, you can't give them to drink and slaughter them on the holiday. But the ones that are nearby, that are in the Tchum Shabbat, you are allowed to slaughter those on Yom Tov and eat from them on Yom Tov and enjoy your holiday on Yom Tov. And with that, we finish Masechet Yom Tov, Masechet Besa. Chazak Baruch to everyone that really, paved their way through. And we're going to continue with Masechet Rosh Hashanah next.